Hi friends, welcome to GT Coding. In this video we are going to design a simple modern looking web page. So I will just show you what we are going to design. So this is the web page that we are going to design. This is basically a home page. This is a simple design, but this type of design is used in most of the websites today. So we will learn how to design this web page. So some of the things that I want you to note about this web page is that even if we zoom in or out in this page, the background image stays the same, and we have this button which is transparent, and there is a small animation that changes the background color from transparent to solid white. So let's get started. So the first thing that we will do is create the basic HTML structure of our web page. I have made tutorials on designing the basic structure of web pages. You can watch them. So let's get started. First of all, we'll create a division called heading. So in heading we will have two spans, one for this title and one for this text. So we will name them title 1 and title 2. So span title 1, and in that we will type GT coding, and span title 2 for those who love technology. And then we will design a button, and we will give it a class name of register, and we will add a text of register now. So we have our basic elements that we want. Now we can go to our CSS and start giving some styling to our web page. So I have already linked this CSS file. I have created a CSS file called style.css, and I have linked it over here. So let's jump to our CSS. But before that, let me tell you that we have added this doctype HTML over here. This is not a tag in HTML, but this tells the browser that we are using HTML5. So we have to do a little bit of change in our CSS. So here we are in our CSS. The first thing that we need to do is declare the height of our body and HTML to 100%, because when we are in HTML5, the default height of the body is not 100%, so we have to make it 100% for our web page to work. So we will type HTML body and height of 100%. So there we have it. We will also remove the margins, default margins, margin 0 and padding 0. So first of all we will import the image in our body section. So we will type in body. We need to give it a background color. We have to blend our image to this background color. I will show you what I mean. Background color of 0C0129. Background image of images coding. I have already copied this image in images folder. Now we will position our background image to the center, position center, and we will change the size to cover. Then we will change the blend mode to soft light. So There we have our background image as we wanted. Now we will style our heading section. So heading, we will give it a width of 600 pixels and a height of 300 pixels. Now we have to center this division vertically. For that we will do some styling. Set the margin to auto and set the position to absolute and set the top, bottom, left and right to 0 pixels. So top 0 pixels, bottom 0 pixels, right 0 pixels and left to 0 pixels. So we have this division centered vertically. Now we will style our title 1, and first of all we have to make it a block because we want everything to be in separate lines. So we will type display block. We will align it to the center and we will change the text color to white and the font size to 60 points and the font family to Big John. So we are done with our title 1. Now we will move on to title 2. First of all we will give it we will make it a block, display block. Now we will give it a margin, top margin of 15 pixels. So margin top 15 pixels and we will align it to the center and we will change the color of the text to white and font size to 14 points and font family serif. Now we will style our button. So register, and we will center this by giving it margins 50 pixels on the top and auto on both the sides, and we will make it display block. So we have our button centered. Then we will give it a width of 180 pixels and a height of 50 pixels. Then we will give it a radius of 3 pixels solid white, and we have to give it a background color. We have to give it a transparent background color. So for that you can type in background color, and in RGBA mode you can give the transparency as well, because RGBA stands for red, green, blue, and alpha means transparency. So you can give it 255, 255, and 0 means it's completely transparent. 1 means it is completely opaque. Now we will give it a white text color and we'll change the font family to sans serif and the font weight to bold and a border radius of 5 pixels. Now we are done with our button and our titles. So the last thing that we need to do is create the animation. So when we hover over this button, we have this little animation over here. So for that you have to use a property called transition. First of all, we'll create the hover property for register. So we will type in register and hover. So when we hover over this button, this style will be applied. So when we hover over it, we need to give it a background color of solid white. So we will just change the transparency that we have had over here to 1. So we'll just copy this and change it to 1. Then we have to change the color of the text to some dark gray. We will also change the cursor. Cursor means the pointer. This mouse pointer over here, we can change its shape whenever we want. So we will change the cursor to pointer. So when we hover over this button, it changes to a pointer. So now we have our hover property. Now the last thing that we need to do is apply some animation. So for that you have to use the transition property. So I will just show you how you can do it. You have to just type in transition and the name of the property which you want the transition to be applied on. So we have this background color over here, so we will type in background color, and then we have to specify how long the animation should be. So it is in milliseconds, so we want the animation to be 1 second long, so we have to type in 1000 ms. We also want the color to be affected by the transition, so we will type in color and give it a length of 1000 milliseconds. We will do the same over here as well, because when we hover over this button we want the transition to happen, and when we leave the button we want the transition to happen as well. So we have to copy this same thing over here. Now we can see that we have our cool animation now, and we have designed the whole home page as we wanted. That's it for this tutorial, guys. If you like this video, please click on the like button, and if you have any questions or any comments regarding this video, you can ask in the comments section. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe to get the latest notifications about the video uploads. So thank you so much for watching.